Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the beginning of the week, technical analysis. I'm your main man, Pips, aka Mr. Levels, aka Hot, aka It's Up There. You know. Let's jump into it. The weekly wrap up was postponed last week. Um, so I didn't give a chance to give you guys the weekly wrap up. So we're just gonna roll the weekly wrap up in the beginning of the week analysis up in one take today. So with that being said, looking back over the markets last week, I told you guys that I was looking for a confirmation to either the upside or the downside of this daily fair value, right? Um, We opened up Monday, pushed up into it. I wanted to see us not push any higher than the consequent encroachment, meaning the 50% mark of this daily fair value gap, which is that yellow line. I didn't want to see us break and close above that, but I told you guys I would have liked for price to pull up and retest the top of that daily fair value gap, the upper level of the fair value gap, right? So Thursday price ran up into the upper level and ran Wednesday's high, right? And then Friday price pulled back down to the lower end of that fair value gap, right? And we closed right below the consequent encroachment of that fair value gap. Today, price gave us a bearish candle to the downside, as you can see, closing below the lower level of the daily fair value gap, right? This is important because we've created the fair value gap. We've been up and through the fair value gap and back down to the lower end of the fair value gap. And today, price closed below the lower level of that fair value gap, right? So that leads me to believe that the dollar is indeed going low, right? And I told you that my targets is, of course, this low with these fairly equal lows here and this imbalance that we have down here, right above these monthly PD array levels, right? Now, I want to see if when price opens up for the new trading day for the dollar, Tuesday, this candle right here, where my crosshairs at, I want to see if price starts to pull back up and retest this consequent encroachment one more time before going lower, right? And if that does happen, that means that future should open up bearish, right? Giving us a pullback from its bullish move from last week, right? Before it continues higher for futures, right? So that's my bias, right? That's how I'm viewing price going into the beginning of the trading week. Um, as you can see, looking at the Forex Factory calendar, if we want to take a look at our high impacting news drivers coming up this week, we have consumer confidence tomorrow at 10 a.m. Um, high impacting. You want to keep your eyes open for that. We don't have any high impacting Wednesday, but we do have Richmond Manufacturing Index coming out Thursday. We have GDP quarter, quarter to quarter GDP. We have unemployment claims, and we have GDP price index quarter to quarter. And that's all coming out at 8:30 Thursday morning. And then at 10 a.m. Thursday morning, we have home sales, month-to-month home sales, high impact. All of this is very high impact news on Thursday. So markets is going to be real volatile Thursday. And what is Thursday? Thursday is typically what? A pullback day. So just keep that in mind. And mark that I said that on this class. You'll probably be seeing me make a little snippet of me saying that we have a lot of volatility as a result from high impacting news on Thursday, and Thursdays are typically a pullback day. So what I'm saying is whichever way we're trending for the first half of the week, Thursday is probably going to give us a big candle pullback um, when we get the high impacting news at 8:30 and 10 a.m. Thursday morning. So just remember I said that. Friday we have core PCE price index month to month, and then that's at 8:30. And then at 9:45 we have Chicago PMI, which is moderate impacting news, but it's still gonna have an effect on price action. So, with that being said, looking back at the dollar, I do want to see the dollar expand lower this week. But I want to see if we open up. I want to see if we open up and if we pull back to the top um of this consequent encroachment before we continue lower. Moving on to look at currencies, looking at Euro USD. Um, you know, our currency pairs inversely correlate with the dollar, meaning that they push in the opposite direction. So, being that I'm bearish the dollar this week, I am bullish currencies. I would like to see us run. Um, I would like to see us run these highs here and here this week, right, and reach up into these weekly PDRA levels. Cool beans. Cool beans. Same thing for GBP USD. I want to see us run this high and reach up and run that monthly buy side liquidity. Easy peasy for currencies. Same thing for NZD USD. I want to see us go ahead and finally run these monthly and weekly PD array levels, running these equal highs that we have here. I want to see us whip through that. So bullish for currencies this week, bearish for the dollar index. And last but not least, looking at futures, I do want to see futures run higher this week. For ES, I want to see us run up into this hourly imbalance that we have on last Thursday's wick, right? We go down to the hour time frame, we see that imbalance there. I want to see us run up into there this week. Now, are we going to get a pullback back down into let me see, today's discount PD array levels? We very well could, and we'll just have to monitor that throughout the rest of Asian markets tonight and going into London markets um for London's opening, and then when New York open, we'll see where price is at in contrast to now, and then we'll make a you know calculated decision from that point on. But my bias for the weekly movement of ES and NQ is bullish to the upside. I would like to see us run the consequent encroachment of this hourly imbalance that we have in this candle's week for ES. Cool beans? Cool beans. And again, this is what that looks like on the hourly time, right? So just keep your eyes on these daily discount array levels, because price could very well rip down through here to grab this imbalance that's in here, retest these discount levels before pushing back up into this imbalance, right? Or we could reach up into that imbalance first, run that weekly buy side liquidity for the first half of the week, and then for the second half of the week, come back down to retest these discount arrays. So either or. So that's what I'm looking for out of ES. And pretty much the same thing out of NQ. Right? Even though we've already ran that consequent encroachment of that hourly fair value gap for NQ, right? I actually had some limit orders right there that got triggered when the market opened, came down to this lower end of this fair value gap and hit my TP. So I'm actually already up nicely for the beginning of the week already, before the new trading week technically started. So it's a beautiful week already, and let's make it an even more beautiful week going forward, ladies and gentlemen. So, with that being said, that will conclude technical, the beginning of the week technical analysis. Um, but yeah, let me see, did I leave something out for NQ? So yeah, bullish for the bias, for the overall bias for the week, right? But um, we could see NQ pull back down into these two levels right here, which is a volume imbalance right here between this candle's close and this candle's open. Friday's close, today's open. Friday's close, today's open, right? That's what this little gap is, and that's a volume imbalance, daily volume imbalance right here. So I do expect NQ to pull down into here before swinging higher and completely filling in this hourly fair value gap and running the buy side liquidity, aka the all-time high. Cool beans, cool beans. So that will conclude the beginning of the week. Well, technically the weekly wrap up in the beginning of the week technical analysis. As always, if these analyses add any value to you guys' life, please feel free to like, share, and most of all, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps out a lot. If you're interested in joining the private Telegram group, please go to Precision Pips LLC at I'm sorry, precisionpipsllc.com. I'm giving you guys the email. But yeah, precisionpipsllc.com to sign up for the silver pack. With that being said, I appreciate you guys and gals coming out tonight, tuning in, getting this knowledge and empowering yourselves. Let your family and friends know you love them while they're still here, please. And as always, peace and love, everybody. You know.